Hi, my name is Tracy. I live in Colorado in the US and I suffer from migraines with aura. I typically get them about once every 2 or 3 months, although they can be much more frequent than that. I almost always present with the aura first with, usually no triggers, no warning, just comes on instantly. And if you're unfamiliar what an aura is, I like to describe it kind of as like twinkly lights across your field of vision, kind of like a kaleidoscope style. And they really do impair my vision. I, kind of become, partially or fully blinded. The sooner I can close my eyes, the better. I try my best to go to a dark room and lie down. That's the, ideal scenario. And if I can't do that, sitting down, closing my eyes, covering my eyes like this, especially to really make it dark, that does just help kind of. And I can still see the aura when my eyes are closed. It doesn't make the aura go away. It just makes the situation better. For me, aside from that, just having the visual disturbance, it's very disturbing in general. It feels like my brain's malfunctioning, really. Once the aura passes, which is usually 20 to 60 minutes or so, sometimes it can be longer, I'll usually then get a headache, and the headache is also usually accompanied with nausea. So the headaches and nausea that can follow, or usually do follow, I should say, range from mild to severe, and from a few hours to a couple days. So it really can get very severe. If it's not severe and it's manageable, I consider those to be the hangover portion of it. That's like a term used for the side effects that can linger for several hours to days. But I can also have like some blurry vision the next day. Another part of what I've been told is for my migraines is I have sporadic blurry vision, just randomly for a couple hours, my vision will be a little blurry, or not where I can't function, but it's kind of just more disturbing to me. There's not a huge amount of knowledge around neurological stuff and migraines, but hopefully that knowledge continues to grow. I know that the brain is complicated. So are someone who suffers from migraines, I feel ya, and I, hope that you have people who support you, because it's very difficult. And if you don't suffer, but you know someone who does, or if you meet someone in the future, I would just encourage you to be as empathetic and understanding as possible. It can ruin plans, it can ruin your day, it can affect all those around us, but I have found that on time, like when I have a migraine and I'm surrounded by employers, friends, even strangers, whoever, who are understanding and helpful and empathetic, I feel so loved, and I feel seen, and I feel understood. And that means the world to me, because I've also had the opposite, where I've been around, employers or family members who don't understand. The last thing I would say is, for me, when people reference my migraines as headaches, that it can be frustrating because it feels like it's not understood. And while I don't expect anyone who doesn't suffer from migraines to really fully understand, it just feels like most people I feel like, have suffered from a headache. And while that is, they're not fun, they're annoying, they're painful, to me, there's a distinct difference between migraines and headaches. And a migraine is something much more serious and really debilitating usually. And so just being mindful of whoever you're around suffering from a migraine, use the terminology they're using. If they're referring to it as a migraine, then, try to refer to it as a migraine. That my story gave a little insight to anyone else who's suffering, or anyone who just is trying to learn more and doesn't understand because maybe they know someone who's suffering. Thanks for listening, and take care. Bye.
Hi, I'm Tabitha. I'm one of the founders of Forevability. I live with complex slash hemiplegic migraine with aura. My attacks are back to back. I'll have one attack and then before it wears off, I get another one start. So my attacks start with aura, head pain, and trying to talk. Coloured zigzag lights and patterns in blurry vision. Then my speech will go. I have aphasia due to the migraines. So either I am slurry, can't find the words, and my words are random things. I struggle to say what I'm thinking, and sometimes I can't talk at all. The left side of my face will go numb, followed by the left side of my body goes numb. I have weakness, and sometimes affects my thinking, memory, my writing and understanding also is affected. It affects every part of my life. Physical, cognitive, and I also get very anxious. Going out is hard. I can't go out alone. We're doing this video because as part of our new advocacy hub at Forevability, and we wanted to share lived experience from different people because it's important for us to understand that it's not always just a headache. I mean, headaches, they suck. There's a level of, it's not a headache, there's migraines, which has a massive effect on lots of people, whether they talk about it or not. So we just want to foster some understanding and ask that people be patient. You can ask the person how you can help. Be gentle on each other. You never know what is happening for someone else. Not everybody shares it, but some of us, we can use our voice even when it doesn't work good to help spread awareness and ask for understanding. So that's what we're doing. If you want to take part in our awareness videos about different conditions and disabilities, let us know. If you have questions, let us know, and just pop over and check out Forevability. I will link the website. Thanks.